We're going to talk about Arizona, and we're going to talk about Syracuse. But the first thing we're going to do, both went to the Final Four, head-to-head, 89 versus 05.
I knew that was coming.
Who wins?
What, you ever seen The Godfather? Where the part where Marlon Brando says, never tell anybody outside the family what you're thinking. Both great teams. You know, Deron and Dee and their crew did the Illinois legacy proud by getting into the national championship game. My team, the Flying Illini, we did a great job as well. And I think the most important thing is to always have an Illini in the NBA to continue the legacy. And that's how I look at this rivalry of the 2005-89 team. I don't even discuss it anymore.
Same thing. I mean, I've been getting this question since I left here, you know, and there's no way to compare the teams. You know, we're two different eras. You know, there was so much time between each team. The only way to do it was to get everybody, you know, on the floor at the same time. And, you know, by that time, these guys were, well,
yeah,
besides him, they might have been hobbled a little bit.
What does this mean? You guys achieved at the highest level when you played the NBA and had terrific NBA careers, and now to be recognized by your alma maters like this. Deron, what's this mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, you see all the athletes that have been, you know, showcased tonight, all of them last year, and then there's going to be many more. University of Illinois has had a lot of history in their athletics, and so for me to be, you know, honored and to be part of this Hall of Fame means a lot. You know, it means a lot. You know, not only being part of this fraternity for a lifetime, but just to be honored and recognized amongst all these people here, it means a lot.
What's the significance to you, Kendall?
It means everything. You know, when I first came to the University of Illinois, you heard Coach Underwood say that we didn't have, Deron and I weren't All-Americans. He's right. You know, McDonald's All-Americans. I was a 7-Eleven All-American. So, and that's the way that I looked at it when the first day that I walked on to campus. I knew that I had to work all those days of running on in Memorial Stadium on that football field, walking from campus to Assembly Hall, back then Assembly Hall in the cold, in 4 or 5 inches of snow, practicing with all of my teammates, Kenny Battle, Nick Anderson, Marcus Liberty, Steve Bardo, and all those guys. And I have to say a big thank you to those guys, because without them, I wouldn't be here. There would be no Flying Illini. All of those days of work, all those years of work, the culmination of that has resulted into this, and that's what makes it all worth it to me.
I mentioned this to Coach Henson when he was up here. You went to visit him recently.
Yeah, I did.
What was that like? What did you guys do?
It was great. Coach forgot that he pulled out the Syracuse game.
I thought so. That's right.
Yeah, he did pull out the Syracuse game, and he was actually narrating what he was thinking at the time of the game. And it was interesting because my perspective is just on the court playing. But still at this age, he's still teaching me about the game, and I picked up a couple of things from him from a couple of weeks ago.
What was one thing that he saw from your game, or something that was he pointing out, you should have done this? Why didn't we check him? Why didn't we switch it? Whatever it might have been?
Yeah, he actually, I don't know if you guys remember, but Kenny Battle and Lowell Hamilton were injured in that game. Kenny Battle had fallen in the game previous to that when we played Louisville and sprained his knee. Lowell sprained his ankle. And Coach was telling me about an adjustment that he made with those two to actually help us win the Syracuse game. And that involved Irving Small being substituted for Lowell Hamilton and Kenny Battle at a certain time.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Even after all these years, he let you in on that. You had the great comeback, the great shot against Arizona. When you guys were down at 14 points, a few minutes left in the game, and you had this sensational season that was now hanging by a thread. What was that like?
I mean, honestly, that time went by so fast. I have no clue what happened. Like I don't remember what our mindset was, what our feelings were. I just know we didn't give up. You know, that was the main thing, and that was the thing about our team, is that we just, we believed in each other, we believed in ourselves, and it wasn't our time to lose, and so I don't know what triggered it, what happened. I think Luther got a steal. I still haven't watched the game.
You've never watched
I've never watched
highlights or anything?
I've watched the highlights. I've seen the highlights,
okay.
yeah. But I've never watched the game entirely, which I probably need to do at some point. But it just went by so fast. It seemed like we weren't going to be able to do it, and then all of a sudden, we hit a couple threes, we got back in, a couple steals, layups, a couple stops, and we had a ball game. And so, it just was so fast.
Well, you've been pretty busy since then. You've been playing a lot since then. But is there any reason that you haven't watched it? Have there been other games that you've gone back and watched as opposed to that one?
No, I'm just not a guy that really dwells on the past, I guess. I'm just always looking to the next thing. So I think that's probably the main reason. All these Illini fans, they remind me enough, so I don't have to really watch it. I feel like I could talk to anybody in this room, and they can walk me through it play by play better than I would ever know.
But if there is a moment, I would say, and to dwell on the past, it would be an occasion like this. When you found out this was going to happen for you, what was your reaction?
I was honored. Like I said, I was honored just to be included in this class. I wasn't able to make it last year, which was unfortunate, and wish I would have came back, but things didn't work out. And Josh Whitman came and visited with me in Dallas and personally invited me out here to this one. And after getting to know him for the last year, I definitely couldn't refuse his offer, and definitely glad I came back and was a part of this, because this is really a special night.
It was a special night, and I'm sure everyone knows here you were playing in the NBA Finals last year. Certainly a good reason for not being there. Kendall, when you think about this night and the significance that it'll mean for you tomorrow when you wake up and realize that your alma mater's honored you in this way, what'll be the most meaningful thing to you about it?
The most meaningful thing is for me is that I came into the University of Illinois, and I don't know if you guys remember, well, all the athletes do remember where the varsity room is, and that's where all the athletes used to eat during the season, their dinner. We had our media day there my freshman year. Not one person interviewed me, even my hometown newspaper, okay? And I made a promise to myself in that room that by the time I left this school, I was going to be one of the best players to ever come through the University of Illinois. I had no idea that it was going to come true, but I put my head down, I stayed to the grindstone, and fortunately enough, with the help of many people, I was able to make it, and this day is telling me that I did the right thing.
There's no question about that. Both these guys, great ambassadors for Illinois, both burgeoning media stars. Kendall working, Deron's got a great podcast I encourage you to check out. Kendall, Deron, congratulations. Deron, a year belated. Glad that you were with us tonight. Kendall, congratulations on being Hall of Famers. Two of the greats in Fighting Illini history, Deron Williams and Kendall Gill.